Hello there, and welcome back to Accent Gaming. Today, I'm going to show you how to build a full-width sugarcane farm. It's going to take a little while, but it's definitely worth it. Now, if this video helps you, please consider dropping a like onto the video, and also hit that subscribe button to join the band. We'd love to have you. So I don't want to waste any more of your time, so let's get right into it. Before we begin today, we have to talk about what you're actually going to need to build this thing. And unfortunately, you're going to need a lot of materials. So the first thing is dirt. You're going to need 25,493, which is 398 stacks plus 21. Now that's going to run you 50,986 coins, and that's from the builder NPC in the hub. The next thing is stone brick. Now you can use a lot more dirt. I use stone brick as kind of like a different material just to give a different look to it, but also you're going to need the stone brick for other things in the process, so I do recommend that you go ahead and grab it. It's the same cost as the dirt from the NPC builder. So that's going to be 5,043 of those, which is 78 stacks plus 51, and that's 10,086 coins. Now from those stone brick, you're going to make some stone slabs. 8,798, which is 137 stacks plus 30, and it's already included in the cost with the stone brick. And lastly, you're going to need sugarcane to plant. Now, the total amount of sugarcane used to plant across the entire farm is 16,799. That's 262 stacks plus 31, and you have a couple options there. Now, you can get this from the bazaar, which will cost you, at the time of this recording, 43,677.4. Now, what you can do instead is you can plant some at the beginning of the farm once you get going, and then harvest that for the rest, which I did for one of my layers, so that's totally fine. Now, the last two things we need to talk about, however, is the magical water bucket and mystical mushroom soup. Now, the magical water bucket is needed to fill all the lanes with water that we need to do. You can use regular water buckets, but man oh man, I do not recommend it. That will take a lot, so I recommend either buying the magical water bucket or you can get it yourself. So the magical water bucket is an ice 5 collection, so you need 1,000 ice to do. And the mystical mushroom soup, again, you can do it without it. You don't have to have flight for this, but it's going to be brutal. So I do recommend that you grind towards that as well. That is mushroom 7, so you need 10,000 mushroom, or you can buy it as well. So with everything said and done, you're going to need, just for the materials, 104,749 coins, and that is not including the magical water bucket or the mystical mushroom soup. So there is a little bit of cost, but trust me, you'll make that back with your very first harvest plus some, so it is definitely worth it. Now that we've talked about the materials, let's get on with the steps. Step 1 is finding the limits of your island so you can start building your farm. So what I like to do is that I'm going to face my hub island portal, I'm going to turn left, I'm going to run to the edge of my island, wherever that is for you, and then if you have flight, we're going to start building with some dirt. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to go all the way back until this won't let you do this anymore. As you can see there, it says I can't build any further. So I've hit the first limit. That's good. Then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go the other direction until I get that exact same message. And, oh, ran out of dirt. And there it is. Okay, so I can't build any further in this direction. So I found the very corner that I want to start. Now, what I recommend is that you would put dirt down here and go down as far as you would like, right? So you need, I think it's 8 spaces below to make sure you can build everything and the sugarcane has its space, but it's totally up to you. As you can see, I overshot it a lot when I built my pumpkin farm. So, you don't have to do that. Whatever's comfortable for you. And basically, we're going to go all the way down to where I have the very beginning of my next sugarcane layer. Step 2 in this process is that we're going to build the perimeter. So what I like to do, as I've come down, I'm going to build the first section of it out of dirt. So we're just going to start off of that, wherever you would like the bottom of your farm to be. And we're going to go all the way until we receive that message again, where it says that I can't build any further. And that means I've hit the next limit. And then we can turn around and continue on. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm doing this in dirt, and then I'm going to do the next lane with stone. And I'll show you what that looks like here. And I'll explain why we're doing that as well. So let's get all the way here. Perfect. Can't build any further. So next is that I'm just going to go like this. And I'm going to do the same thing, but with stone. Now, once I get to the end of this one, I'm going to do the exact same thing, but I'm going to use dirt again. And this is a personal preference. You can make it all stone if you want. But I do like having the option to add like an extra lane of sugarcane if I want. I don't think that's needed, but it's totally up to you. This is your farm, so you can build it however you like in that regard. Okay, I've reached the end for that one, so let's go with the dirt. Okay, I've reached the end of this one, and the last step is to fill this lane with stone. Alrighty, so I connected all 4 sides of the perimeter. Now what I like to do as soon as I'm done this is that wherever I put the stone, I'm just going to build out the next lane, because this lane here is going to have the slabs over it to make sure that when you're running down doing your sugarcane, you don't fall off the edge. And this stone is just going to be the footpath as you go through each lane. So we're going to build the lane here. I'm going to go across there and do the exact same thing. Alrighty, so I've just completed this side. Let's go on over here and do the exact same thing. Alright, so we got this side finished up as well. So I have 2 lines of stone there and 2 lines of stone over there. Now that this step is complete, we'll move on to laying down the dirt. Step 3 in this process is laying down all the dirt that you gathered, which is going to take some time. Now, I like to do some prep work before doing this, and this just makes it so I don't make any mistakes early and have to fix them later, which will make me extremely upset because it takes a long time to fix mistakes if it has to do with patterns. So a little bit of work now will make sure that you don't have to do a lot of work later. So here's the pattern. We're going to have 1 block below this stone, 2 even, 1 block below. Now, the 2 I have underneath here, they're purely cosmetic, so they're not needed, but I kind of need them there because I know I'll miss them. And those are included in the totals I gave you, so feel free to do so, or feel free to omit them. It is totally up to you. So how this is going to work is that this bottom one here, as it grows out, will be the water. And the 2 on top here are going to be the sugarcane. So how sugarcane works is that it needs water right next to it. So water here will allow sugarcane on this line to grow and sugarcane on this line to grow, but not this line. So that's why we put water here as well, and so on and so forth to be able to grow all the way across. So the other great part about sugarcane is it does not need light. So don't worry about this thing being underneath anything. Don't spend any coins on any lanterns or anything like that. So the plan is I'm going to set up all of the templates across the entire line here and back there as well, just for my own sanity. Then I'm going to build out 1 full lane. I'll show that to you guys, then we'll get started. As I was putting down the templates, I remembered something here. So at the very end of building the sugarcane, you're going to run into this thing where the pattern doesn't fit. And you have a couple options there. So one of the options I chose is that I had water, sugarcane, water, sugarcane. And I would have 1 lane here and 1 kind of unsafe lane here. I don't mind doing that, but it's totally up to you. You can just leave this here and leave this blank, so you don't have to run down it. but it's kind of up to you how you build that last piece. So I'm just going to build it the same as I did up here, which is we would have 1 lane of water, 1 lane of sugarcane, 1 lane of water. Okay, as you can see here, I have a little bit of the pattern done. So I have 1 below, 2 even, 1 below, and I'm working on the next 2 even. And if you look in the background, you'll see that I have the pattern set up all the way down, and I've done it on both sides. Now I just want to show you guys what I was doing to do this. So I'm going to come back here. Basically what I do is I just go up to it, I place the block, and I move backwards. And I get a little bit of a groove because if you go too fast, it won't place, so you have to kind of go back and forth. So you'll get used to it as you go. You can do it quicker if you do things like butterfly clicking or clicking really fast, but I ain't about that life. I'd rather be able to just do this kind of in a relaxing manner while I watch YouTube or listen to music, so that's kind of why I do it this way. Now the great part is, as soon as you're done finishing the line, well, you have your template, so you know exactly what to do next. And this is going to be your life for a little bit. So I'm going to finish this. I'm going to put on some music or some YouTube, and I'm just going to plow through this. And I'm going to set up a timer so I can let you guys know how long it took me to complete it, and maybe that'll give you an idea of how long it might take you, so you can plan your day accordingly. Alrighty, so I'll see you guys as soon as I'm done. And there we go. So this whole thing took me, let me just double check here, 2 hours and 10 minutes to accomplish. Now, I'm not the fastest person in the world, so you might be slower or you might be faster than me. So, take those numbers with a grain of salt. Plus, I had a couple things happen where I had some cat distractions. My cat wanted some attention, so that took some time as well. But yeah, we're finally done the dirt part, and it's time to go to step 4. So step 4 for the process is the water part. So we're going to fill in our low parts here with water. Now, the good part about water for sugarcane is that if I put this here, the block that this water ends still counts. It doesn't have to be source water. It doesn't even have to be filled up. It will still make the sugarcane that's right here grow. So you don't have to be too anal with it. Now, when I first did my layer up top there, I made sure they were all source because I wanted them to be. But after you get through a couple of these, you're like, it doesn't matter. So if you are doing it via water buckets and not the magical water bucket, I definitely recommend you kind of follow this and then put one here and just kind of do that. Now, if you do have the magical water bucket, what you can do is you can just run across and hold down right click. Now, I have the farmer boots on, so I'm going to be going a little bit quicker here. But yeah, you can just do this. And it might not look like it's kind of working because it's kind of skipping all over the place there. But it is. And I'll show you once this is done. Just try to keep your mouse a little steady because you can definitely hit the end here. And that will kind of add water where you don't want it to be. But you can fix that by just placing blocks wherever you place the source of the water. So we're going to do that for every single lane. So I'm going to come back to you guys when I'm done. And I'll tell you how long it took me to do it. We are just now on the last lane of water, so we can get past this step here. This part doesn't take too much because there's not too many water sources you need to do. Obviously, if you have the magical water bucket, it doesn't take too long, but it may take a little bit longer if you're trying to use regular. So yeah, that just took me only 18 minutes, so that wasn't bad at all. So we can move along right to the next step. Okay, we're at the second to last step. Step 5. This is going to be the slab step. So we're going to get all our slab down so we can continue on and just plant the sugarcane. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to build our railing. So we're going to go on the stone and just place it all the way down, and we're going to do that on both sides. And that's just going to allow us to be farming our sugarcane and not fall into the abyss. So this is where we'll also set our height for the slabs. So the best way to do this is that you're just going to place 3 and then you're going to remove the bottom 2. And that is going to give our height for everything here. So like I said, first things first, we're just going to go down the line and get these placed. I'm going to do this on both sides and I'll be right back with you. Now you're probably noticing as well, I'm going slower. I'm not as fast. It's because I took off the farmer boots, because I find, especially in the last couple steps, especially with the sugarcane, going too fast will actually make you be less efficient. It becomes a lot harder. The other stuff was okay because we're using flight, but for this stuff I do recommend just try to bring yourself down the regular speed. Alright, now that we have a railing on both sides, we can begin putting the rest of the slabs down. And the slabs are going to go over the water that we place. Now, this is for that when you're going down your lanes of sugarcane, you can lean up against them and not have to worry while you're farming. At the end of this tutorial, I will show you how to farm the sugarcane, as well as a couple things that maybe you should look into to make it easier. So what we're going to do here is that I like to get in the water, do a quick double tap to get my flight, maybe adjust a little bit, and then you know this game. We're just going to go backwards in place, and we're going to do that all the way. Now you see, I connected the slab to the railing, and that's just to make this easier. And I'm going to continue to do that as I go through. And what I like to do is that once I'm done, I'll just go through the stone path with my pickaxe and clear up all the connected pieces so it doesn't block my way in the future. It just makes it easier. I'm not going to do it per lane. I'll just do it when I'm done. That seems to work for me. So yeah, let's get this done. I'm going to time it again. I'll add it to the totals. I'm just going to show you again here. This is how I kind of do that. You don't have to put that one there, but yeah, I'm just going to place that. And then here we go. And then once I'm done, come down and clear out my path. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to time it, and I'll see you guys when I'm done. Hey guys, I just realized I'm an idiot. I'm really sorry about this, but the stone slabs that you see down there are made from actual stone, not stone bricks. Now, the calculation I showed you at the beginning does include stone bricks, and I didn't realize that until I went to go make my own again, and I was like, these don't look familiar. So just know that if you do want these types of slabs, you will have to go for stone, not stone brick. However, that's okay because I'm just going to switch to the stone brick style anyways. I don't really care how it looks at this point. Like I said, once you've got done a couple of these layers, you're either one of those people that stays anal all the way through, or you're like, I just don't care anymore. I just want this done. So choose whatever kind of slab you like. And really, even for the walkways, choose whatever you like. I just wanted to give you guys a nice, easy guideline for what materials to buy. So again, sorry about that, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get this finished now. Okay, I'm just about to get done the slab portion. It's been a little while. So let's just get this finished, and I can tell you how long it actually took me to get all of these down. Now, to be fair, some of the time was made up of me realizing I made a huge mistake in building materials. So that was included, and also running back to make said materials. So this is complete, and it took me 54 minutes. So we will add that to the total. And now, finally, we're on to the last step. Okay, before we get to the last step, we're just going to do a little bit of cleanup. Like I said, once you're done setting up your slabs, you can just kind of go by and clear out the ones you had to connect to make it easier for you. So basically, you're just going to go to each line, and you're going to do this exact thing. You're just take out your pickaxe, run down, clear it out, so then you can run along these no problem. Here we are. Final step, step 6. Now, if you've been following along and building your farm along with the video, congratulations, you're almost there. This will take some time because the problem with this is, just like some of the other steps, we're going to want to take off any kind of speed enhancements. So I have my farmer boots here. So I'm just going to clear a spot for those. So I'll just put you up here and put you here. Because the problem is, if you go too fast and you hold down the right click, you're going to start skipping some. And that's going to be an issue. So you have a couple options here. At regular speed, you can do what I'm doing here, which is kind of leaning up against the slabs, aiming straight down and planting them one row at a time. This will take some time, unfortunately, and I will record how long and tell you guys when I'm done so you have an idea. The other method is that if you don't mind clicking a bunch, you can kind of back up, do some fast clicks, and this will be quicker. However, it's way more involved. I'm probably going to do a mix of both while trying to get these done, and we'll see where we go. But the good part is once this is done, you're done, right? So, because you're always going to go for the middle of the sugarcane, so you don't have to replant these, you don't need replenish, you don't need anything like that. So you're at the final stretch, and we're almost done. So I'm going to get this finished up, and I'll see you guys as soon as that's done. It is finally over. I just finished the sugarcane portion of the farm. It took me an hour and a half. It's been a long day. And I was using the slow method, so you could definitely do that a little bit faster. Mostly because I just wanted to turn off my brain and watch YouTube videos while I did it. So that's kind of up to you how you want to go about that. So yeah, let's go over some stats. So step 3, which was dirt, took 2 hours and 10 minutes. The water portion, which was step 4, only took 18 minutes. Step 5, which was all the slabs, was 54 minutes. And sugarcane, which was step 6, was an hour and a half. So that totals up to 4 hours and 52 minutes. So this basically took me 5 hours to accomplish today. But it's done. And it's going to be beautiful once it's all fully grown. So what I want to go over as well is that if you're only doing one layer, which I totally understand if you don't want to do this again anytime soon, I definitely recommend you build an AFK farm, so when you're done farming, you can kind of just chill in there and let it regrow. Now at the end of this video, I'll link another video where I go over how to build one of those, and it's going to be a super quick video. I'm not even going to do an intro or anything, we're just going to get into it, because it's not going to be long. It's a very easy thing to build. But yeah, now that this is all done, let's go over some tips and how to farm this thing. So a couple things that I wanted to tell you about that will help you a lot when you do the farming. The first thing is the repelling candle. So the repelling candle is in Acacia. Is that how you say that word? That wood? I don't know. But it's in that collection. It's number 9. So you're going to need 25,000 of that wood to get it. It's very important to get though, because once you have it on your island, you can stop all creatures from spawning. And that's very important because they will spawn down here unless you want to light it all up. Now, sugarcane doesn't need light, so if you don't want to light this up, definitely work towards getting that candle. The next thing is the farmer's boots. So I have the farmer's boots as well. I use them quite a bit just because I like speed, but they help you farm a lot. This is in Pumpkin 9, which requires 50,000. So that's going to take a little bit to get to. But it's definitely worth getting because it will just speed up your farming. And the speed goes up as your farming level goes up. And you're going to get that by doing all this farming. So it's kind of a win-win there. So definitely recommend that. So with that out of the way, let's show you how to actually farm this thing. Oh. Don't mind me. So I have my farmer boots on. And what I like to do is that I clear it a little bit so I can get in here. And I'm going to hold, and you'll see in the top right corner there, I'm going to hold myself against the railing as I move forward. And I'm going to kind of just aim almost the middle, but I'm just selecting the one on the left there. And as I hold forward and right, I'm going to click on it. Now with this, I'm going to do little micro ups and downs to be able to get my farming experience as I'm doing this. Now this is kind of speed capped in a way. So I have 258 speed, as you can see there. Once you get about, it's hard to say, but for me personally, once I go above 271, 273, things get weird. So I start missing stuff, and I really have to focus when I'm farming, which I do not want to do. Now, the other thing I want to go over is you'll see that my inventory is almost full, and I haven't even finished the lane yet. Now, that's mostly because I have a high farming level, so I get a lot of triple drops, not just doubles. So that kind of fills up my inventory quickly. What you want to get as soon as possible is the forceful personal compactor, or not forceful, sorry, that's just the reforge, but the personal compactor. Now you don't need the 6,000 you can get the base version, which is the 4000. So I'm going to show you how this thing works, and it's amazing. So if I go in my crafting table and I make 1 enchanted sugar, then I go into this. Now when you get the 4000, I believe it's either 1 slot. Yeah, it's just 1 slot. So, and that's fine as long as you kind of switch it out. But once I put the enchanted sugar in here, it automatically changes all that sugarcane into the enchanted sugar. So that allows me to farm without stopping, and then I can change that into enchanted sugarcane at the end. Now, this is quite expensive. So if we go into collection and go to mining and redstone, you'll see that it is redstone 9, which requires 50,000, and that has the personal compactor 4000 in it. And that's going to require quite a bit of redstone blocks and a super compactor 3000, which is not cheap. They're around 400 to 500,000. So this is kind of a late game-ish item as you upgrade it. I definitely recommend going towards it though. So when you first start farming this, if you don't have that, you're going to have to stop pretty much every lane or 2 lanes, depending where your farming level is, and kind of break that down to enchanted sugar yourself. And that's fine. You can do that at the beginning, get your money up, and then just buy these things outright if you don't feel like going through all of the collections. And you can pretty much do that with everything that we've mentioned today. So definitely look towards that, and that will help you out. Well, today was a long day, but it was a fun day, and I'm glad I finally have my 3rd layer done, because I'm going to be doing a lot of farming streams soon. So definitely, make sure to subscribe so you can get notified of those, because once you have 3 layers, you can basically infinitely farm the sugarcane. So by the time you finish the 3rd layer, the 1st and some of the 2nd have already regrown. So you can just go right back and start the whole process again. So I'm going to be doing a lot of that, and I hope you guys can get yours done so you can join me. So yeah, thank you very much for joining today. I really, really hope this helped you guys out. If you have any questions, if anything's going wrong, or you need help with something, please drop a comment down below. I am always looking at the comments, so I will definitely answer your questions. As well, once you finish yours, tweet it to me. I'm going to have my Twitter there. It's in the description as well. I would love to see your completed farms. And if you would like to see a picture of my cat that I finally uploaded, you can check out my Instagram as well. That is going to be my cat place. So it's going to be 99% pictures of my beautiful cat Brownie. So definitely check that out as well. So again, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.